In today's Commitment 2024 headlines, Governor Ron DeSantis is expected to officially enter the presidential race very soon. Sources just minutes ago confirming to ABC News that DeSantis plans to formally announce his candidacy online next Wednesday and then meet with donors the following day. Now, if the governor does enter the race for president, he would be entering at a time when polls show more registered Republican voters in the state support former President Donald Trump. Our Tara Jakeway joining us now with local reaction to these potential plans. Tara?
Well, Tiffany, we headed to Florida Atlantic University to get some insight into the widely speculated and highly anticipated presidential campaign announcement by Governor Ron DeSantis. On the Boca Raton campus, we caught up with Kevin Wagner, a political science professor of nearly 20 years, who says all signs point to yes.
I mean, some of the things that candidates, potential candidates do include visiting New Hampshire and Iowa.
A tireless, laid-back Governor DeSantis just flipped burgers in Iowa this past weekend. And he was in New Hampshire headlining a GOP fundraiser in April, on both occasions touting his successes for the Sunshine State.
When somebody enters the race, they often want to run on a record. They want to run on a record of accomplishments, things that they've done, things that they can tell people that they'll do in another office.
On May 17th alone, Governor DeSantis signed 21 bills into law.
I think he will focus a lot on the legislation that he signed and he's passed, and I think he will try and illustrate how he will make those policies national.
Legislation just passed includes a $252 million increase for teachers' salaries, a record for the state, a state in which DeSantis won re-election as governor by more than 1.5 million votes.
Part of the reason is that Florida is such a pivotal state, such an important state, that a candidate that shows that they can win in Florida automatically has a leg up on some of the other candidates.
Now, Professor Wagner says if DeSantis announces next week, expect to see what he referred to as an announcement bump in DeSantis' numbers. But there's no telling if that momentum would continue. Reporting live, Tara Jakeway, WPBF 25 News.